What's going on, everybody? This is King Kyle. We were doing an NFL mock draft round 1. It's my first one. If you want me to do more, comment down below. Let's get started. So right here, you could see the Jags have the first overall selection, and they are going to go with Trevor Lawrence out of Clemson, first overall. So this loads here. So we got Trevor Lawrence, first overall. See, now we have the Jets are second here. They need a QB, wide receiver. Well, I think they're either, if you look here, they're either going to go with Justin Fields or Zach Wilson at Ohio State and BYU. Justin Fields is good. He's a good scrambler, but I feel like Zach Wilson's more of an all-around guy, so we're going to add him to our second one here. So first 2 picks are quarterbacks. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins, as you can see here. This is the Draft Network, where you can get the best mock drafts on the internet. So we have the Dolphins. They're gonna probably, they already got a good quarterback. They got Fitzpatrick's gonna be a free agent, but they have Tua as their starter, and they're probably gonna stick with that. They got some O-line help last year in the draft. I think personally they would go Jamar Chase, because another wide receiver besides Jarvis Landry is probably in Parker, whatever, is their top guy. So I feel like they're going to go with Jamar Chase as the 3rd overall pick. And then here's the Falcons. The Falcons are a team where they got Matt Ryan. He said he's going to go 1 more year. So if I'm the Falcons, I'm going to probably still pick up a quarterback that's going to be able to learn from him. So this quarterback will be able to learn from him. I think Justin Fields, he is a different style, more of a runner compared to the, air raid with Matt Ryan. But I think they should go with Justin Fields here with the 4th overall pick. So with the first 4 picks, we have 3 out of 4 quarterbacks going there. So now we have the Bengals. And as much as the Bengals need a wide receiver right here with Devontae Smith, I think they go with Penei Sewell, because their offensive line is just horrendous, and they need someone to protect for Burrow, right? So I don't think Smith will go here, because they already got T. Higgins last year from Clemson, so I don't know about that. We're going to go with offensive tackle. Okay, so now we have the Eagles, and I really think the Eagles are going to go with Devontae Smith here. He won Heisman. The guy is just great. He might be a little skinny, but, he can catch. He's quick. He's everything. So now, after the big trade for Jared Goff, and they got rid of Matthew Stafford, the Lions are on the clock. And the Lions are a team who has 2 pretty good wide receivers, and they have a tight end too, Hawkinson, who's pretty good. But here's Kyle Pitts out of Florida. This guy is good. He's a junior. He's a 4-star athlete. But he's a big guy. He's versatile. He could play wide receiver too if you need him to. He's just a really good weapon, and I think they're going to go there. They have Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay, but I think they're free agents. So we're going to go with Kyle Pitts here with the 7th overall pick. Now we have the Panthers. So the Panthers went all defense last year. Now this year, they're kind of stuck without a quarterback. They got Teddy Bridgewater, but he's not the long-term answer. He's injury-prone and all that. So I personally think, again, with another quarterback, they're going to go with Trey Lance, to be honest with you. They really do need the quarterback. So with the 8th overall selection, they're going to go another quarterback. Now here's the Broncos. Broncos have been struggling. Obviously, they don't really need a wide receiver. They got Jerry Jeudy last year, but I think some defensive people. So I think Patrick Surtain could go pretty good here from Alabama. He's a cornerback, so I think we're going to add him up. Now we have number 10. We have the Dallas Cowboys, okay? So their offensive line is very good, known as one of the best, but they are aging and there are injuries a lot along that line. So I think we're going to go with Rashaan Slater out of Northwestern. So let me make sure I got this here. He is a great offensive lineman with great talent. He's the second best, but behind Penei Sewell. So here, so 1 second. So now we're on the 11th pick with the Giants. They have Daniel Jones. Sorry, my video cut out there, so I had to start again. But I think, what do they need? Edge and linebacker. So we could go here to position. Edge, you click. There is Kwity Paye, who's projected to go 14th, and they are 11th. I think that would be a good one out of Michigan. So we're going to go with Kwity Paye, or Pay, I should say. Okay, now moving on to my rival as a Seahawks fan, the 49ers. So even though they are moving on from quarterback with Garoppolo, most likely, they do need a little bit of defensive help. Not much, to be honest with you. I think offensive line, I have Trent Williams, but he's old. I mean, let's see here. Let's take a look. Their top need is like a cornerback and inside line. So let's go to cornerback here. Caleb Farley, I think he'll be a good fit. Virginia Tech, so he's going to be going to 12th overall to the Niners. Next up, we have the Chargers and Justin Herbert. I mean, Justin Herbert was one of the best rookie quarterbacks this year. I'm going to say that. His team obviously needs much defensive help. He would put up 30 points a game for his team, but then their defense would give up like 35, so they wouldn't win anything. Similar to, so. Okay, now they are up on the clock. Let's see what their needs are. So they need some offensive line and interior line, so that's a big need. If your two first needs are linemen, you're going to need some help there. So let's take a look. I think Samuel Cosme, Texas, or maybe Christian Darsaw, Virginia Tech. Let's take a look at him. True freshman. He checks all the boxes from size and length and mobility. He's 6'5", 314 pounds, 3 stars. I mean, that looks pretty good. I think he'll be a pretty good guy to go with the Chargers here. So let's go Christian Darsaw, offensive tackle, Virginia Tech. Make sure I get the right one. Okay. Now, moving along to the Vikings. I mean, Vikings were one of the toughest teams this year. They might have had a really bad record, but I mean, man, you look at their offense with wide receivers Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, 1,500 receiving yards as a rookie wide receiver. You got Dalvin Cook, who's an absolute beast. Even for my fantasy team, he was just so good at running back. Kirk Cousins really is not that good of a factor for them. I mean, he is not too good of a quarterback. But their defense is what need help. I don't care what it says for offensive line. They need some dang safety or whatever defensive help because, like, let's see what here we have here. Yeah, they need defensive help. So they got cornerback, safeties on the list too. What do we got for safeties? Anyone top guy for a safety? No, see, not till 39. We're only on pick 14 right now. So we're going to go back. Let's see, cornerbacks, because that's one of the other needs. We have Jace Horn, South Carolina. We got Samuel, Florida State. Just see how he is. Okay, so we got J.C. Horn, cornerback. He's 6'1", 205, 4-star recruit. He's a son of 4-time Pro Bowler Joe Horn from South Carolina Gamecocks. He enters the NFL after 3 seasons in the SEC where he demonstrated consistent growth. He was playing slot in 2018 and 2019. He played wideout in 2019 and 2020. So he defended. So he's a good cornerback out of South Carolina. Going 20th. This will be an early pick for him as we're at 14. But I think J.C. Horn will be a good pickup here. So let's move on. Then we got the Patriots. So it might show tight end, but Kyle Pitts was already taken there. So, and I don't really see another wide receiver. Did I miss one? Oh, there is Jalen Waddle, who I might have forgot about. But he was injured like the whole second half of the year. So he went from like being the best wide receiver in Alabama to like the second best. But he dropped a lot there. That's a tough one. Jalen Waddle available. You might say we do it with the Pats, but I know the Pats, and they need a quarterback. They have different options, okay? But Mac Jones, they already met with him. After the Senior Bowl in the end of January, this is February now, at the end of January, they met with him and they talked to him, and I think Mac Jones would be a good fit, like a Tom Brady, his style player. He was the quarterback for Alabama this past year. He did have a lot of weapons, so some people might say, oh, he'd only had that, but I think he's really got great arm strength. He might not be that mobile, but he is a really good overall quarterback. Let's move on to the Arizona Cardinals. So the Arizona Cardinals here at pick 16. Let's take a look what we got. Let's go to all. And let's take a look. 1 second here. So Jalen Waddle's still available. I mean, geez Louise, I got to pick him at some point. But they need a cornerback and a running back. Honestly, they got Kenny and Drake. Give me a break. They don't need a running back. I would go cornerback here if it's available. There's not really a top corner, but who knows? They got DeAndre Hopkins, who's an amazing wide receiver, and they got Larry Fitzgerald, but he's going to be retiring at some point, to be honest with you. So he's 39. I don't know if you heard. I think he might have retired. So I think another wide receiver with Jalen Waddle's stats, and he's a great player. So we're going to go with him. Now we get the Raiders. They fell short. They really just, they've had Derek Carr for so long, and I don't know, but they just were 8-8 or something. They barely missed the playoffs, but they were close there. So let's move on. Let's see. They need edge or interior line. Okay, so let's take a look here. What do they need? Best available right now is an offensive tackle. I mean, they said interior line, but their whole offensive line is not very good. They needed someone to block for Josh Jacobs. I mean, jeez. Josh Jacobs is one of the best running backs. He was so good this past year. I mean, let's see. Tight ends, they have one of the best, Darren Waller. I mean, the guy's a stud. He's really good. So he would be a pretty good one. But offensive line, they need edge help. There is this guy, Joseph Asio from Texas. He is a top need on here, and a linebacker also needs. But I think they're going to go Micah Parsons because they just need some defensive help. Their offense is not really the biggest issue here. So we're going to go Micah Parsons out of Penn State. Okay, moving on to the Dolphins. Sorry about that. Dolphins already had a pick. They had their third pick, and they picked up Jamar Chase out of LSU. He opted out this year, but he was a pretty good pickup. So now we're up to here. They could use a running back. So over here we look. I think this is early for him, but Najee Harris. I mean, man, you see his hop in that semifinal game in the college football playoff this past year for Bama. It was just a great hop. He's a great guy. He's a big power back. Kind of reminds me of a Derrick Henry type of runner. I think he would be a pretty good, I mean, I think running back, that would be a pretty good fit for the Dolphins with Najee Harris, 18th overall. So pretty good running back, wide receiver. Now here comes the Washington football team. I think it was a couple days ago, they just signed Taylor Heineke, the guy that came in after Alex Smith in the playoffs. He played very well against the Buccaneers. I mean, he's still young. I mean, the guy finished his game. After he lost, he went back to college to finish college. He wasn't even done with college yet. But anyways, it says the need is a quarterback. Obviously, he's young. He's not that great, but he's still a running back. So, I mean, he's still a good quarterback. So, I don't know if they really need a quarterback here. Maybe if they got rid of him, but he's staying officially. So, I think offensive line has always been an issue, but it wasn't terrible this year. They had Brandon Sheriff, but Brandon Sheriff is leaving the free agency, hopefully coming to Seattle. That would be great if he comes to Seattle, because we need some help on the line as we got dominated by the Rams in that playoff game this year. So they are going to go with an offensive tackle, Samuel Cosme out of Texas, and he will be the pick. This is tough watching all these picks and not having a first round because we traded away with the Jets coming up here. But here's the Bears. I mean, wow. Bears have they got Akeem Hicks on the D-line, who's a really good player, really good. And they have Kahil Mack. I mean, they have a great defensive, but they have no quarterback. They got Allen Robinson. If they re-sign him, he's one of the top wide receivers in the league. I mean, he's great. They got Jimmy Graham, who's average, and then they got another guy too. So the wide receivers are fine. Their quarterback is definitely an issue. Mitchell Trubisky or Nick Foles, even though, yes, they are rumored to get Carson Wentz, who has no accuracy. He might have led him to a Super Bowl and then got hurt last game of the year, but he's still, these last 2 years, he's had no accuracy. He's like Cam Newton. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways, they're going to try to get a quarterback here. If they're, oh my gosh, I don't know. No, Kyle Trask is a stretch this early, so no, never mind there. Let's just assume they get Carson Wentz, which is not an upgrade at all. I mean, jeez Louise. So they definitely need a quarterback, offensive tackle, or interior O-line. So we're going to go out Elijah Vera Tucker. This guy is a pretty big guy. I mean, he's pretty good. He plays for USC, 6'4", 300, interior offensive line guy. He lined predominantly at left tackle, though, this season in the Trojans offense. He has exceptional athleticism by balance and body control in his pass set, easy mover, also athleticism. So he will be picked. I don't know if I already picked him. Elijah Vera Tucker. So there we go. Now, on to the Colts. They have two out of, I think, three. I don't even know the name of their quarterback that's left now, but they have Jacoby Brissett and Phillip Rivers, who I'm pretty sure is retiring. He's 39, whatever. He retired. And they have, so the 2 out of 3 quarterbacks are free agents. I think they pick up a quarterback here, to be honest. You might think, oh, Kyle Trask, after one of his performances recently. But even though this might be early for him, I think Colts go Kyle Trask here. Best quarterback available, definitely. They need help there. They have a great Jonathan Taylor, one of the best rookie running backs. I mean, besides James Robinson from Jaguars, but he was really good. I mean, those are the top 2 guys. Now, here is Derrick Henry and the Titans, 22. So they need edge, interior D-line, and wide receiver. So let's take a look at what edges are best available. Joseph Asia, edge from Texas. Let's take a look. So he is 6'3", 245, pretty good. He's 4-star out of Texas. He started 24 out of the 36 games that he participated in. Long frame that still has room to grow. He's an edge rusher that's still figuring out how to utilize his present tools. He's got natural athleticism, so I think he'll be a great edge rusher because they have Jadeveon Clowney, who didn't really work out very good this year. He came from Seattle, so I don't think they definitely need the edge there. Okay, so here are the Jets, the New York Jets, who stole our pick from Seattle because we got Jamal Adams from them. They picked up, Zach Wilson, their 2nd overall. So they got their quarterback. They're probably going to trade or get rid of, just release Sam Darnold. Probably trade. But they need some wide receivers. Definitely. They got no weapons. I mean, Deshaun Watson's top landing spot was for the Jets. But come on. I would rather play for the different team than that because they got no weapons for the Jets. I mean, nothing. What's their needs now? Wide receiver, cornerback? Yeah, so let's take a look over here at wide receivers. They got Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. Let's take a look. So he's about 6'1", 210. He projects as a starting NFL wide receiver after spending the last 3 seasons with the Minnesota Golden Gophers program. He's an impressive blend of route running, ball skills, and competitive toughness into a frame that should alleviate any concerns about his projection working on the boundary. So I think Rashad Bateman, I heard of him. He's pretty good. So he will be picked here at 23. Now here, let's take a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay? Pittsburgh Steelers, they did just sign Dwayne Haskins. Even though he is young, he was a first-round pick. I mean, last year for the Washington football team. But, he really let the Washington football team down this year. I mean, he started for, 90% of the season. He did terrible. I mean, they have great wide receiver weapons. They got Terry McLaurin. I mean, they got tight end Logan Thomas. They got 2 great running backs, J.D. McKissick. They got Antonio Gibson at running back. They have one of the best D-lines with rookie of the defensive year, Chase Young. I mean, that's just, oh my God, I'm talking about the wrong team, but jeez. Okay, never mind. I was talking about the wrong team. That was Washington. We're on Steelers. My bad. Okay. Steelers do need an O-line because they're getting Villanueva is left. He retired. Their offensive line and Pouncey, I think, is retiring too. They're both old, and yeah, they have a great offensive line, but they're going to need someone new here. So, oh my God, I was talking about the wrong person. Let's look at the O-line here. Oh, Jalen Mayfield from Michigan. Yeah, he's a pretty big guy. I mean, he's pretty good. Let's take a look at him. Oh my God. Okay, so he's a high-quality starting offensive lineman. He's ample size, athleticism, playing space, and pass protection. And with just 2 years in starting experience under his belt, he's going to get better and better as the year goes on. 6'5", 319, offensive tackle from Michigan. The Wolverines. Okay, so they're going to go with Jalen Mayfield. My bad for getting off topic. Here are the Jaguars. So the first overall pick they got was Trevor Lawrence, one of the future stars. If you didn't hear today, he is going to be out for 4 to 6 months, I think they said, or 4 to 6 months due to surgery he's taking. But he'll still be ready to go. I mean, by September, so that shouldn't be a problem. They're still going to, but they do need an offensive line because they need someone to block for James Robinson. James Robinson was undrafted. He's an undrafted rookie this past year. I mean, the guy was great. I had him for my fantasy team. I mean, geez, on a 1-15 team, he was one of the top players, if not the best, to be honest with you. I mean, Jaguars, yeah, they're in a rebuild, though. This year, they fired their coach. They got a new coach there with Urban Myers. They got Trevor Lawrence, so we'll see how that goes. They're going to pick up an offensive tackle, most likely again. So 30th. I think Liam Eichenberg, Notre Dame, has a really strong offensive line, and I think this guy would be a great fit with the Jaguars to help protect their new franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Okay, let's move on here to the Cleveland Browns, who defeated the Steelers in an upset fashion in the first round of the playoffs this past year. Then they followed short to the Kansas City Chiefs. It was 22-17, if I believe. But, yeah, so they need some edge help. Yep, defense, cornerback, D-line. So just a lot of, they're already good with OBJ. Him back could really give the Browns something they never had before. This year showed that they're really a possible contending team in the future. I mean, they got OBJ, Baker Mayfield. He showed up to be pretty good. So we are going to go with an edge guy. So let's take a look. Anyone on here? Oh, Gregory Rush from Miami. So we're going to take a look. This guy from Miami. Read a little about him here. 6'5", 260, 3-star. He had 19.5 tackles for loss and 15.5 sacks. Wow, that is an edge rusher if I've ever seen one. 15.5 sacks in 2019. Whew. Opted out this past year just to help his draft stock. But, geez, I want a guy at 15.5 sacks. Definitely. Let's go with him here. Gregory Rush from Miami, edge rusher. Okay, moving on here. The Ravens. Ooh, Ravens fell short to the Bills this year. So let's see what's going to happen here. The edge. Yeah, so D-line help, kind of like edge rusher. Tight end. They do have, yeah, I guess edge would probably go. So let's see. We're at 27 right now. Let's see if there's any good edge people near there. Yep, it looks like Jalen Phillips from Miami. A lot of Miami people I've seen so far. So we're going to go Jalen Phillips, edge, Miami, okay? Almost done here, guys. Now, here's the Saints, who are really deep. I mean, really deep in salary cap issues right now because they have such a great team. But when you have too many stars, good luck trying to pay for them all. They have Drew Brees retiring, so that might save him some money and stuff because he still has a contract left. But let's see. So cornerback help, linebacker. I mean, their defense isn't that terrible. But I guess wide receiver now, they're fine. Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, they're good for now. But they're going to probably, let's see if there's any good cornerbacks available near here. That's a little bit of, we'll see. Asante Samuel looks like the best one available. We're going to go with him. Okay. Now, here's one of my rivals as a Seahawks fan. We always lose to the Packers. I just hate it. But here's the Packers. They made a really bad move. I mean, geez, Aaron Rodgers played great this year. He won MVP. Okay? And they decided to pick a quarterback in the first round, Jordan Love, last year, and trade up for him. They traded up for him. They didn't even need that. If they wanted to win the whole thing, they should have picked another receiver. They got Devontae Adams, who got 18 touchdowns this year, but who else he got on there? You need some other guys to step up. So let's see who else for wide receiver on here, because that's definitely, I think, a really big need for them. Terrace Marshall Jr. from LSU. I mean, any guy from LSU is going to be pretty good. 6'3", 200 pounds. He was the other guy. Historic Tigers offense that featured dynamic talents because he had Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. So, I mean, that's just tough. He's a great wide receiver. Look at that, 5-star. I mean, come on. It's not that easy to be on LSU. So, I definitely think they're going to go with the wide receiver with their first overall pick, Terrace Marshall. Okay, 30th. We're going to go with the Bills. Top things are cornerback and linebacking help. Yeah, I think their D-line's fine, yeah. So they got great Josh Allen, who really sparked. If you watch the last couple games, he's throwing like 4 touchdowns a game. He was almost MVP, didn't win it. Still young, still has time to do it. Aaron Rodgers won that, but I think, okay, we're going to go either a cornerback or a linebacker. So let's take a look at some linebackers here. Oh, boy, I missed him. Jeremiah Owens. So let's take a look at him. I missed him on here. From Notre Dame, another Notre Dame guy. Looks pretty good. Impact defender in NFL. Level of experience. Limitations game. So he's just really 6'2", 216. I think he will go to the Bills to really boost their defense. That's a good one there. So we have the Kansas City Chiefs. By the way, I'm not doing any trades here because if I make a trade, it just ruins everything. I don't know who's going to trade with who. They're not going to tell you that right now. No one knows, so what's the point of screwing something up with something, right? It's just unrealistic. I know you guys want something that's realistic, so we're not doing any trades, especially for the first round. I don't know. So here's the Chiefs. They came in second, fall short 31-29. This is the post-Super Bowl mock draft, so they have the 31st pick. I mean, Mahomes just got beat up. I mean, geez Louise. The guy's a great quarterback, but you saw Eric Fisher out. They had no offensive line. What happened? Mahomes had to scramble every time. He couldn't do anything. But, yeah, they're fine in offensive line. Wide receiver, they got Tyreek Hill and they got McCole Hardman. I really don't think wide receiver is that big of an issue unless someone's a free agent. No way I'm doing that. I would rather go, to be honest with you. Inside line, no. They just need to get their guys healthy. They're just going to be out this year and back next year. I think they definitely need a linebacking help. So let's see. Xavier Collins from Tulsa. I think he'll be a great fit with the Kansas City Chiefs because that's their one weakness, to be honest with you. I think Chiefs are a great all-around team, but they need a little more help in the linebackers. I mean, everything else is great. Offensive line, when all healthy, great tight end, wide receivers, great quarterback, good running back, good cornerbacks and safeties. They just need that linebacker, I feel like. So, yeah. We're going to go linebacker. We're going to go Xavier Collins. Last pick of this first round. Hang in with me here. The Buccaneers defeated the Chiefs 31-29 with Tom Brady going off and their defense. Don't even forget about their defense with Devin White and Shaq Barrett. Oh, my gosh. Then yesterday, if you saw, they had this big boat parade where Brady tossed the Lombardi trophy to Gronkowski from boat to boat. It was pretty cool. I could have fell in. He's probably like, oh, I'm tired of it. I've already won 6 trophies. I'm like, who cares if it falls in? So, yep. They're going to go with an edge, probably. No, I really don't like that, to be honest with you. They got Jason Pierre-Paul on edge. D-line, they got Vita Vea. Wide receiver, they're stacked, too. Running back, they're good. Oh, boy. Honestly, I really don't think. I mean, come on. The edge, they got Pierre-Paul. They got Vita Vea. They got all these good wide receivers. Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. I mean, come on. Running back, they have Ronald Jones. I mean, Leonard Fournette. Interior offensive line. Yeah, I definitely think they perform well in the Super Bowl and all year, but I think their offensive line could do much better or could do a little better too. So that'll be a good one. Let's take a look at the offensive line. I don't know, offensive tackle. Not a big deal here. They just had maybe interior line. Maybe offensive tackle. Oh, I really like Alex Leatherwood to go here. He would be probably playing left tackle because they got right tackle rookie Jalen Wirfs from Alabama. So maybe they'll go another Alabama guy, Alex Leatherwood. This guy is a huge guy. He's great. 6'5", 312. I mean, he both guard and offensive tackle, so he's versatile. He filled out frames and areas. He has adequate strength, and as a run blocker, he'll be able to drive defenders out at desired areas. Aggressiveness is a key ingredient to success in the run game. Let me know if I'm talking too fast. I'm just trying to get this in so it's not too long. Okay, so they're going to go with Alex Leatherwood from Bama. Let's exit out here. Alex Leatherwood. Let me pick right here from Bama. So there we go. Finalized that mock draft. So I want to say to you guys, thank you for watching. This was the NFL mock draft post Super Bowl. So this is a couple days. This is Friday after the Super Bowl. I want to thank you guys for watching this whole thing. If you made it through it all, if you wouldn't mind giving it a like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Also, comment down below if you want me to make more, like every week. If you just comment, give me some likes. Like, I'm just looking for like 100 views maybe, and then I'll just keep making more, and I'll show you really guys like them. So thank you guys for watching. It's King Kyle, out.